This will be our video side chat for this Labor Day weekend. And we here at the Wise Conservatism brand hope that you and yours have a safe and happy holiday and you are able to do the things that Americans love to do on Labor Day, as the weather is absolutely gorgeous here in Indiana. I also ask for your prayers for my brother. He's my younger brother, who is now in the hospital in ICU in Texas. He has emphysema, and he was visited by his grandchildren this last week, and one of them had a bad cold, and my brother consequently caught it, and because of his emphysema, it isn't going well for him, and he's in the hospital, and I'd appreciate all the prayers that you could give him for his safe and speedy recovery, because being in the hospital on a beautiful Labor Day weekend is not my idea of fun, believe me. In an attempt to do a tribute for our men and women in uniform on the streets, and yes, folks, I am talking about our police, I have to say one thing. Since Barack Obama became president, and since the left has suddenly become so adamant that everything that we conservatism stand for and that people who believe in the Constitution and the United States stand for is wrong, we have seen them telling us that we now have a war on women. We have seen them telling us that the GOP's only goal is a war on women. This, my friends, is a smokescreen at the least and a lie at the very worst. Because what they are waging right now is a war on our police. And the police are someone who, though human, do make mistakes, and when mistakes are made by other people, it doesn't seem to matter, but when the police make a mistake, that raises the specter of Black Lives Matter and all these other hate groups that are out there. And it brings to the forefront people like Jesse Jackson, who is and Al Sharpton and Louis Farrakhan, who are all race baiters extraordinaire, and they will do everything they can to destroy America and what is good about her. And they are doing a damn good job of it. So we now have a war on the police, and it is being waged on the police by the left, the media, Hollywood, and all these other people. And there are many instances of this. And not just white cops are being targeted, black cops are too, Hispanic cops. It doesn't matter. If you're a cop, you have a target on your back because of the left and the media. In Louisiana this last week, we lost several. From Lafayette, a Sunset woman was stabbed to death, and a police officer responding to the shooting got shot and killed in an incident that began at an Ann Street home and ended with the arrest of a suspect identified as Harrison Lee Wiley Jr., 35, who was living in Arnaudville. Shamika Johnson, 40, of Sunset, died from her injuries in that. She was the sister of Chaterelle Johnson, the interim mayor of Grand Coteau. Another sister of the mayor, Shirley Johnson, 34, was also stabbed and in critical condition at the Lafayette General Medical Center. Sunset police officer Henry Nelson, 52, was shot and killed when he responded to the incident. Riley, who faces murder charges is his cousin, as reported by the Associated Press. Now see, it doesn't even matter if you're family anymore. They will come after you if you're a cop. That is why I'm saying there's a war on cops here. This incident comes just days after a Louisiana State Police trooper was shot at the side of the road when he stopped to provide help to a man whose truck was stuck in a ditch near Bell City. Trooper Stephen Vincent, 43, died from the wounds he received in that shooting. Now, all over the nation, we are seeing things like this happening. Is it any wonder the police are getting skittish and scared to do their jobs without some kind of force? involved? Personally, I don't blame them at all. If I had a war being waged against me from the highest offices in the land, I would be inclined to shoot first and ask questions later for the safety of me and my family. So we must start looking at it from this angle of the story too. When Darren Wilson killed the man that the media touted to be the gentle giant, Officer Wilson was vindicated of this because the facts came out. And he was justified in his shooting of Michael Brown, who was anything but a gentle giant. He was in fact a lawless criminal giant who got what he deserved. But Officer Darren Wilson didn't. A war was waged against him, and his career was destroyed, with no apologies offered from when the truth finally got out. None from the race baiters, Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson, none from President Obama, who had to get his 2 cents worth in too, about how all you had to do was be black and be walking down the street. Though the apology should have come from at least 2 of these. Now granted, there are bad cops out there, and they will get their just rewards too, mark my words. But it is wrong to go after every police officer every time someone does something wrong and gets the short end of the stick from the police. Police are not always wrong, but when they are being attacked by someone, it is not wrong for them to retaliate. Most of the time, it's a split-second decision that means life or death for them. This movement, called Black Lives Matter, is nothing but a hate group that is stirring up controversy and damage to this nation, when if they were really in it for what their name suggests, they would be in it for all lives matter. But they shut down everyone who says that, because that's racist. Because to them, they hate everything that isn't black, even if they are white. And they have become a hate group, and the law should be going after them instead of the people that they are going after now. Now, since I have worked on the script for this one, several more cops have been murdered, and the media is totally silent on this one. When it comes to Black Lives Matter, we had a rally in Birmingham, Alabama, with 30,000 people protesting that all lives matter. The media was nowhere to be found. But up in Illinois, we had 3,000 people protesting for Black Lives Matter, and the media was everywhere. If you listen to the media, my friends, all you will ever hear about is Black Lives Matter. Nothing about the massive organizations that have been gotten together and peaceful protests that have gotten together for all lives matter. You won't hear about that. When are we going to stop listening to the likes of CNN and MSNBC and ABC, CBS, NBC, and even Fox News at times? When are we going to start listening to places like the Blaze Network or Newsmax TV or Rush Limbaugh or any of these others out here who are telling us what is really going on? When are we going to stop listening to the lying media that's keeping us in the trouble that we are in? They only want what they want us to know, and that's the only thing that they will report on, what they want us to know. And it sure isn't about their war on the police. I can guarantee you this. This nation is crumbling faster than any nation should, or, for that matter, than any nation has in recent history. And the people are now waking up to that fact, thankfully. And the stopping of this evil, though, is going to take some time. And that's the one thing that really bothers me about this, because the people in the United States don't have patience. If something doesn't happen right now, they give up and go their own way. The problem with this is, folks, is that this has been brewing for 20, 30, 40, 50, and even longer in years. And it is not going to be fixed overnight. I saw a rally by Ted Cruz not too long ago where he said things like this: The liberal left in this country goes absolutely bonkers when someone says things like Ted Cruz did in that speech. Why? When what is right should be what we should be falling up against and following, not what is wrong. That is what is happening to this nation and why this nation is going so far down the tube so quickly. And the world is laughing at us. This nation, like I said, is crumbling faster than any nation should. And we have to stop this or it will destroy us. This is Robert the Infidel Guarding with this edition of the New Wise Conservatism's VideoSide chat for this Labor Day weekend and this Sunday, September the 6th, 2015. There will be more soon. So stay tuned as we search the real news to find out what is really going on so we can report it to you in our next VideoSide chat here to get out more of the truth than you will ever hear from CNN. Until then, listen to our NWCR's audio side chats, which is a rushist version of his daily updates. Because an informed public is a hard public to beat. The main reason that the left so loves their uninformed voters. They can be controlled. We can't. God bless America, our troops, and the people who are trying hard to save this nation from the tyranny facing her from Washington, D.C. See you all soon with the next NWCR's VideoSide chat coming soon to a YouTube and a Facebook near you. God bless you all.